Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today. My name is Mel Rose, and I'm here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, September 16, 2022. Friday is ruled by Venus, and it's a Venus-rich kind of day, friends. We're talking about the different ways we invest in ourselves and in others for that ultimate sense of security in life. The Sun and Venus are together in Virgo. So in our outer life, in our love lives, and in all things having to do with how we earn money and spend it, we seek practical circumstances. And where we don't find circumstances to feel secure, practical, stable, we work on solutions to those problems. We're officially in the final week of the Sun's transit in the land of Virgo, so this will also be a time for reflection, noticing what our diligent efforts have brought us so far, and preparing for the next part of our seasonal cycles. The autumnal equinox is next Thursday, friends, and with it comes a decisive change. Let's do what we can to be prepared. The waning gibbous moon is in Gemini, and so is the planet Mars. Moon and Mars will meet up here 6 more times between now and next April. The waning gibbous nearly third quarter moon is also here, inviting us to consolidate our plans for release so that we can shift gears easily into taking action with that letting go vibe that engages us from now until the new moon, just over a week from now. Mars's presence here adds a sense of impatience or perhaps initiative to our desire to lose the things that no longer serve us. Mutable earth and mutable air, friends, a bit like a dust devil, which is just a small tornado. We can sweep up the stuff that's hanging out just loose and not serving a purpose and remove it from our spaces with zero hesitation. Okay, friends, let's first take a look at what La Luna is doing today. This has to do with our personal lives, how it feels to be us, and who we are at home. Here's the moon on the wheel today. So at 4:36 this morning, Central Standard Time, friends, moon goes trine to Mercury, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo. Moon and Mercury is often about knowing our feelings in a rationally clear way, and the trine vibe says that the two of these are in harmony at this time. There's an ideal accord that allows us to articulate what we feel in a way that uplifts ourselves and the people we keep close. And then at 7:52 this evening, moon goes conjunct to Mars, Aries, Cancer, Scorpio. This can be an intense couple of hours. We feel strongly from the heart a will to act on something that has sparked our passion. We want to be careful not to bring aggression to the center of our home side relations, though this can be a very positive vibe if there's something about our home or our family that requires us to defend it. And then just a few minutes later, really at 8:18 this evening, moon goes square to Venus, Taurus, Cancer, and Libra. Any attempts at this time to attract the attention or affection we desire may be met with resistance or a simple lack of someone available to provide, or it might even be met with attention that we aren't asking for. So this is the self-preservation challenge, friends. This hour we seek to satisfy our own desires. The moon's conjunct to Mars, just as it is culminating this aspect with Venus that we're going to talk about, adds potential for us to behave aggressively in pursuit of something that we probably already think of as being ours. This type of behavior is only going to be acceptable under certain very specific circumstances. So it's more than a self-care vibe, friends. It's a self-control vibe with a challenging aspect that asks us to remember why we don't behave this way and to take actions that reflect our dedication to solving our problems intelligently. Remember the moon. This is about our personal well-being, our bodies, our home, our our lives at home, how it feels to be us. We have to be able to live with ourselves. And so at times there is this internal wrestling match. The gratification that comes from lashing out in anger is short-lived, but the consequences to our self-image can really be lasting. So be gentle with yourself at this time, and please be gentle at home and among your loved ones. On the sun side of the page today, at 11:49 in the morning, Venus goes square to Mars. And now Venus has been square to Mars. Venus's square to Mars has been on the page for a few days, but today it reaches its fullest strength. Aries, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio. There is a creative tension of opposites that can cause this to be a very active time. And it really depends on how we approach those creative interactions, how pleasant the action will be. Venus and Mars are like the classic pair. Venus is receptive and Mars is assertive. And generally speaking, whatever Mars is giving, Venus is happy to receive it. This can be a very connected and creative vibe. It can be very sexy too. Fertility accompanies this interaction. But the square aspects indicates a challenge. So don't be surprised if you find yourself sparring with your closest partners or that person you generally turn to for co-creation. Then at 5:21 this evening, Sun goes opposite to Neptune. Leo and Pisces, those are your vibes. This is another aspect we've been observing for a while, but which culminates today. Our conscious outer life efforts to express ourselves in ways that add value to our lives is in a position indicating conflict with our sense of what is ideal or how things would be if we ruled the world. Perhaps we hesitate to work toward the outer life expression of those ideal circumstances out of a sense that such goals would be too good to be true and so not worth the effort. Whatever it is, there is an almost passive feeling here, as though it would be so much easier just to let things happen as they will. However, we all must know on some level that we can't have your fondest dreams come true if we aren't willing to ask for those things that represent the attainment of the ideal. If this opposition were the only thing that was happening here, I might excuse some passivity and say it's okay to wait until you feel stronger. But Neptune reached its perihelion yesterday. Those idealized versions of how we would like to live are under the spotlight, so to speak, glaringly obvious to us at this time and sort of shining so bright it's impossible to ignore. Furthermore, in terms of ongoing astrology, we have this beautiful triple blessing here, right? Sun, Uranus, and Pluto have been hanging out in this grand trine. And then Neptune's position here adds structure to that shape that turns it into kind of a kite. Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, specifically crossing the Sun's resistance to Neptune, is this trine between Uranus and Pluto. Uranus is about surprises, sudden changes, bringing us new perspectives. And Pluto is about those deep and total changes we experience where an old part of us dies and we're reborn into a new kind of person. Their trine together indicates a sacred opportunity to step toward the transformations we're being called to undergo with a positive attitude, indicating that we know this metamorphosis is divinely guided and putting our faith in our ability to cross that threshold with confidence. Also, Venus is trine to Uranus right here. I don't think it got marked, but it's right there. Venus and Uranus are trine to one another. Taurus, Libra, and Aquarius, Venus's trine to Uranus has, I think, been preparing us for Venus's square to Mars here, opening us up to pleasant surprises and new ways of perceiving and approaching our creative interactions. If we find ourselves digging into negative, old, habitual ways of interacting in romance or with our money, we only have to look to Uranus to gain fresh perspective that will help us put those tired, unhelpful ways of being behind us. And of course, it is retrograde season. Mercury is retrograde along with Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, Chiron, and Uranus. So All of this apparent movement against the regular planetary flow can make for troubled waters. We have to slow down and pay attention now to the way we navigate our day-to-day lives. Any impatience you feel can be your reminder, okay? Don't skip steps, attend to the details. Everything's gonna be okay. Coming up tomorrow, Venus culminates a quincunx to Chiron, highlighting the areas where our close relationships require some healing. And also, Mars goes sextile to Chiron, making us super duper problem solvers. So that's a really fortuitous double aspect there. And then the third quarter moon in Gemini tomorrow will grace us with an opportunity to pause as we shift gears again from planning to action, to release the things we no longer have a use for. And that's it for today's astrology, friends. Thank you for tuning in. Please like my video, subscribe to the channel, click the notifications bell. I post here every day and I wouldn't want you to miss a thing. I am making a change to the other channel, which is called Astrology Today and Tarot, to give a more brief presentation that may also be more impactful. The link is in the description and I hope you will check it out. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. My love and gratitude truly go out to each and every one of you, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today.